Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. Let's just get right on down into this. This is my show, Empire, and this is episode 3, season 1. Baby, we opened up the show. They're always doing their little musical thing. Well, that Tiana girl was actually shooting a video. And she's doing the video with the beautiful bald girl that we saw in the first week. Her name is Veronica. Now, Veronica was absolutely singing Tiana underground because she's a badass vocalist. And there was a whole little thing. Once they did a little thing, then you seen her manager, which was her cousin. Little heavy-set guy, steadily stuffing a damn donut down his throat. He's talking to Lucius. And he was getting kind of smart and telling Lucius something about what they were supposed to have in the agreement and this, that thing, and the other thing. And Lucius wasn't really feeling it at all. So he told him, he says, you know what? He says, come on, we're just going over to my trailer and we can talk about it right now. Because he was saying, yeah, we're going to have a meeting. And he's going to say, yeah, and I'm going to be at that meeting. I mean, he was real turned up about it. Baby, when I tell you Lucius went on over there and there was some guys doing some different things with production, they were going by. And one guy had these iron pipes. So let me borrow that for a minute. He went up in that goddamn trailer, and I don't know. See, this is how Lucius and Cookie used to hang out. He took that pipe, and all you heard was him whooping his motherfucking ass. Okay? That's all you heard. What'd you say? I said, See, that's what you get with all that old smart shit. He beat him the fuck down. Then came out and said, he had a little accident, and y'all probably gonna have to clean that up a little bit. He beat the shit out of him in that trailer with that goddamn pipe. I said, Lord have mercy. Then we switched to a scene. We found out that damn kid, Fofo, that fool from last week, he done went with the competitor. He signed on with the competitor, so Lucius was pissed about that, and he wants to know what went on, how it went on, and all of that. So he was yelling at them. In the midst of all that, a detective came in to see Lucius and was telling him how there was some homeless man that was actually claiming that he had actually seen Bonky's murder. That he seen the murder actually happen. So Lucius actually put Andre onto that. And we'll get to that in a second. Because that's a whole nother little thing. That Andre, honey, something is going on with him with his goddamn bipolar crazy ass. But anyway, we're going to get back to that. Trust me. Okay. So, next, we see Cookie. Cookie comes in. Just being Cookie. She had another fur coat on and shit. And she's rolling through, threatening, telling him, I don't feel like making no scene today, and you better be glad. This, that, thing, and the other. But she needed a songwriter for Jamal. She wanted to get a songwriter, have Jamal do some other things other than what he does. She just has a feeling that will work. So she approached these songwriters that were actually in the building. They were really popular. I think they were from the UK. But here they were there to actually meet up with Anika. And Anika pulled Shay. She got to talking to them in a different language and carrying on. And you know what? I take that back. I think they might have been French. So they may not have been from the UK. But I think they were French. But whatever. She's speaking another language with them. And told them, oh, she's visiting from jail. Shady. Just shady as hell. She does too much. She really does. She does too much. Then we found out that Anika actually hired a private detective to find out things about Cookie. She went back to Lucius and let him know that she's been meeting up with somebody and everything. She had pictures. Going to the funeral, Lucius done threatened Cookie about, did you turn state's evidence on me and get out early or something? And she's like, no. And he's going on and he's telling her, how he'll fuck her up, and all this kind of carrying on. A mess. Then they had to go on and have the funeral for Bonky. Gladys Knight was there. She actually sang at the funeral, and, well, I don't even have to tell y'all. Y'all know Gladys always delivers, baby. Some things are just go without saying. Gladys always delivers. Okay? So we did all that. I was done looking at that damn Lucius. He's sitting up there. Now you done shot Bonky right in his motherfucking grill. Took him out. You up there crying and carrying on. Oh, he's a fierce actor. Oh, he sat up acting. He's sitting up in the pulpit. Why is he in the pulpit? See, that's that thing with church, but that's another video for another time. He got enough money to sit in the pulpit. See, because you could buy a seat in the pulpit. But I ain't going to go there. That's something different. That's a whole soapbox issue for another time. Boom. Anyway. Oh, and did y'all catch this? Who was the bitch that's sitting in the back that they had no fucking front teeth at the funeral? There's a black bitch sitting in the back, and that bitch was just as... Child, all her furniture was scattered, baby, and someone had stole the couch. It was just gone. I said, well, what the fuck? Where they found her at? A mess. Anyway, so like I said, I was going to get back to that damn Andre. Andre goes down to go check out the information down at the precinct on what they had going on about Bonky and all that. Okay, so Andre goes down to the precinct and he goes to see this here Deputy Alvarez. Yeah, pretty woman. You know, I'm looking at her. So, well, she all right. She got hot. He go up and he's asking her, trying to ask her some questions she ain't got no business answering about that case that ain't public. And baby, next thing I know, baby, he turned her around, honey, and pushed her down over the desk and stuck his dick straight on up in her hole, honey. And she got to singing like a canary. Now I'm laughing because I'm sitting and I'm thinking, Andre ain't even, like, I don't get that from him. That he's just, you know, that, I don't know, that he's just that fierce that he could just roll in and just run up in you and get you to tell him nothing. I didn't get that, but I don't know. I didn't write it, so it just, I didn't get that from, he's too off and on, and the wife controls him too much for him to really be able to deliver some dick to the point where I'm going to start spilling my guts like that. But anyway, you know, I ain't that little Deputy Alvarez. It worked for her, baby. He gave her 1-2 up in the back, honey, and she was giving, ooh, honey, and telling it all. I said, oh, my. So the funny thing was, after he went home, he's on the phone with the bitch, talking to her, and the wife that heard part of the conversation, she gonna question him and say, well, wait a minute. You know, this, that, thing, and the other. He admitted to fucking her. Said, I went to see her. And all that. Now, this is what I told you about him and that wife. Now, last week, she's giving head and carrying on with a bedborn. Now, this week, she asked him what he did to her and then made him do it to her. And then told him, call me by her name. They on some old freak shit, okay? You tell me that you didn't fuck the bitch earlier today, and I tell you to fuck me the way you fucked her, and then call me by her name? Baby, that's some freaky shit. They was on the wrong program. Trust me, because I thought Freak Show came on after this. Freak Show was going on right the fuck on here. I said, well, come on with it, y'all. Then I got all excited because the next scene, I looked up, you know, Hakeem then took up with that Tiana, and that's supposed to be his woman now. But baby, I looked up and said, come on through, Miss Naomi Campbell. She a old bitch that got this young boy and got his nose wide open. I said, check out Naomi. Because I kept saying, well, she even looks too old to be playing the part to be playing with Hakeem because he's the baby. But no, that's what her actual part is. Baby, well, she had him laid up there playing with her little cuckoo and things, baby, and asked him, what am I to you? And he told her, my mama, honey. I said, oh, my. My. I said, she's not only is she a cougar, this bitch is a mountain lion. So that's the whole thing. And they talk about how they got to keep it on the down low and all that because she's too goddamn old. And I can imagine Lucius would be furious. But anyway, you go on, Hakeem, with your big lips and stuff. So, then we found out later it's not that it actually is the guy, last name is Gatson, that Cookie's turning state evidence on, not Lucius. So she wasn't double-crossing Lucius. It was somebody else that she was actually double-crossing. Then I see Miss Cookie, honey, she goes out to see her songwriting for her. She finds this guy that she was looking for. I'm trying to think of what his name was. His name was... It was a weird name. Whatever. It was played by Cuba Gooding Jr. She go out to see him, and you could tell right away he had a thing for her. But that motherfucking Cookie had on a bad... I'm not a fan of animal print normally. I mean, it's okay. It exists. I don't fool with it too much, but it exists. That motherfucking Cookie had on a badass motherfucking pump that was an animal print with a gold metallic heel. Oh, Miss Cookie, quit playing. Quit playing, Cookie! It didn't make no sense. She out there on the ramp stepping around horse shit in them badass shoes. It was just too much. Too much. Anyway, so they had this whole little thing going on. You know, Cuba telling her how, you know, he still want to bang her box and all that. And she's giving, child, you're not getting any of this, honey. I need you to write a song. Period. So she's then invited to this dinner because they're having a whole dinner welcoming Tiana into the family after he been fucking Naomi Campbell. And remember how Tiana was? I said, that bitch ain't nothing but a gold digger because she was calling him fake and telling him to get out of her face and all that when he performed at at Lazarus last week. That bitch fucked him right on the floor. I said, well, really? Sing a few bars and get the coochie? Well, okay, I guess. A mess. So she deserved what she get because she after some money. So, oh well, if he cheats on you, bitch, that's on you. You deserve it. Anyway, so Cookie's telling him, I got the song. You gonna sing this song for your dad when we go to the dinner? And she said, and I'm bringing your pinup girl, Michelle, too. Charlie said, Mom, it's not Michelle, it's Michael. She said, whatever. What the fuck going out of there? I got that Cookie. She's too much. So, then we actually see the detective, the one detective who actually came to see Lucius. He goes back and he sees the homeless man and he knows for a fact now that it's Lucius that killed Bonky. A mess. So then they go and they have this dinner. Child, this dinner was just too much. First thing happened, Anika decided, you know, she's like, I know you don't know this because you don't live here. I live here. This is my house. And the seat you're sitting in, that's my seat. Baby, Cookie paid that bitch dust. She gave her, girl, go on down there and take a seat next to your daddy, honey, and have some food, honey. Come on my face. I said, she said, that motherfucker, Cookie is just too much. She did. She gave her, get on down there and sit down and eat, bitch, or don't. You know, Lucius told her, come on, baby, just for the night, sit on down here or whatever. Michael goes over and tells Lucius, well, thank you, Mr. Lyons, so much for inviting me. He said, I didn't invite you. She invited you. Gave him, now get on my face. You know, I was like, oh, this is too much. Cookie thing gets on that. They was just getting ready to eat. Heathens. Cookie says, no, in this family, we do a prayer. So she forced him into this prayer. And in the midst of this prayer, she stands up and says, God, please look over hoes that hire skanks to spy on me. And side-eyed Miss Anika, baby, to let her and Lucius know, yeah, I know this bitch got somebody watching me and all of that bullshit. After they got done with dinner, Jamal sings the song. And the song was cool. Lucius liked it, but threw shade. He gave it very much, oh yeah, that was real good. Then he starts telling Nika, yeah, take that song and send that to John Legend, this, that, thing, and the other. And that's when Cookie was like, what are you giving? You know, what has this money done to you? You're just being shady, this, that, thing, and the other. And he's like, oh, did you want the song? Did you want to record it? He's like, oh. He said, see, because I own the song. I bought the song off of him years ago. And I just didn't know what I wanted to do with it because I didn't really care for it. But now that I heard the spin that you put on it, I think I sent it to John Legend. Just being shady. And so Cookie was ready to go to battle. And Jamal told her, that's all right. It ain't even worth it. He can have that little song. Because I didn't want it all like that anyway. And told him, you're just mad because your little girl did something that you couldn't. You couldn't get the song to sound like anything. You tried to work with it, but you couldn't get it to work. And I made it work, and you're mad. And then he told him, you're washed up. Told Michael, grab your things. Let's go. We're out of here. That motherfucking Lucius said, they were like, it was, Hakeem was like, don't leave, you know, Jamal and all that. That fucking Lucius said, let him go ahead and go, because this celebration was actually really about a man and his woman, not a sensitive punk and his bitch. So let them go. Just shady. Shady. Later on after that, Andre gets to picking. He sees Hakeem in the hall and basically tells Hakeem, you're not as good as Jamal, and you know it, and you're swole. But Dad's going to give you the company anyway. Then you got Cookie in the hallway. She done ran into Nika's ass, and they go back and forth, and she says to Cookie, you don't even know what a debutante is. My mother was a debutante. And she says, and she told Cookie she didn't know what it was. Cookie says, sure I do. She said, it's a bougie hoe with money. And she said, my nigga said, no, it's a hoe that could slice your throat without disturbing your pearls. I said, oh my. Cookie turned around and said, oh, that made me just as hot. I said, oh my God, Cookie! She just fucked with her. And they're going to really get into it. You can just see it coming. The two of them are really going to have it out. And I am so here for it. I really am. Anyway, so Lucius ends up taking his ass over to Jamal's house, goes up in the apartment, starts his bullshit all over again, threatens him about the support and the house and all that. Hey, you know what? Jamal done had enough. And I said, look at here. You can see him coming out of his shell. See, that always happens. I said that before. We start off kind of docile, but it don't always be that way, and it does not last. When you get tired of people fucking with you, you let them have it. And he told Michael, get your things. We're out of here. He threw the motherfucking keys at Lucius's feet and told him, I'm out. I don't want nothing from you. Have a great day. And he, you know, Lucius is arrogant. He's like, you're going to need it. I'll leave the keys on the table for you. He's like, no, I won't need them. Not only do I not need them, I don't even want them. You know, and they rolled out. They didn't take the car, nothing. They was out there trying to flag a cab down. Michael giving, well, where are we going? And he's giving, we're going somewhere, you know, whatever. And the last thing he said, I'm going after his empire. I'm going to take it from him. So he, you know, they can't get him to go against Hakeem, but he'll go head to head with his dad because he's sick of his motherfucking shit. He told him all about how you used to beat me when I was little, and you was telling me you was trying to toughen me up and all that old bullshit. So no, you beat me because you hated me. You hated me because you knew that I wasn't ever going to be what you wanted me to be. I said, oh my, so he's ready to go head to head battle with his dad, and I am so fucking here for it. But that was it. That's where this episode left out. I love this damn show. Never a dull moment in this show. I watched it twice just because I like it. Anyway, all right, guys, you can thumbs up or thumbs down the video. You know how that works. I will be right here with you guys next Wednesday. All right, now. Later. Bye.